A way I would describe this disease to someone who doesn't know anything about it would be that it changes the person that you look up to and respect into someone that you don't really know.
It's a very unusual disease. They act in weird ways. Like they do things that 5-year-olds would do or something.
They have no control.
It doesn't just affect like the person who has it, it affects like everyone, family and friends and stuff.
I'd also describe FTD as unfair. Just watching the person you love get worse and worse and not being able to do something about it, that was one of the hardest things.
It just happens, like to anyone, it's like good people too. There's nothing that you can do to stop it. It changes the way we live and affects pretty much everything we do. She doesn't have like the same hobbies and interests and stuff, like pretty much everything from like the TV shows she watches, from the music she listens to, like pretty much everything's different. She's started like eating a lot of junk food and she's put on a lot of weight, so it's hard to keep her away from that stuff.
For my dad, his weight fluctuated a lot. He put on some pounds, and then as the disease worsened, he lost a lot of weight into almost skin and bones.
She really likes to go on walks and she always has to be doing something. So she doesn't take no for an answer. So we have to sometimes hide her jacket so she can't go for a walk.
She acts a lot more younger than her age and childish, and like as she gets older she's acting younger, and she's kind of like a little kid like who wants stuff and like is annoying until they get it and will do anything to get it. Really, there's no talking sense of it.
His speech and his hands, he'd always cross his hands super tight, and just stuff like that, like little things, but things that you knew it was because of the disease and there was nothing you could do about it.
It really shows how much she's changed, and we just have to accept it. Like she's not going to be changing back, and we just have to adapt pretty much and like understand that she's not the person who she used to be. There's nothing wrong with that. Our dad's a teacher at Necessity School, and the school I used to go to, so all the teachers know, and it's just nice having like their support if you needed. They know what's going on if you needed like an extra day for homework or something like that. Sports are also a good thing to kind of like have a team behind you, sort of like a bunch of guys to have your back, or if you need to talk to someone.
I had a lot of support from neighbors. They would drive us around and help us cook dinners and cook us dinners and go out to the store with us. And so it was really awesome that this community came together around our family. And they didn't just help us when he got diagnosed. They helped us throughout the whole process, like those 10 years. Like they really, really stepped up to the plate, and you see when this happens who's ready to step up and help out and who shies away.
Our friends, they sometimes ask me how my mom's doing, and I appreciate people like that.
If we didn't have the support we had, then I think the process with my dad would have been so much worse than it was. One thing that really helped me was just keeping busy. I'm an extremely busy person, and I think it started from when my dad had the disease. I was involved in sports, and I was always out with my friends, and just anything to keep my mind off of everything that was going on at home was super, super helpful.
I just like to play outside and play sports and activities. Like just helps to clear your mind, get your mind off things, and you're really not thinking about anything else while you're playing or doing stuff like that. And also just anything that gets your mind off life in general, like hang out with your friends or like doing fun stuff. We went to some guy, like a counselor and stuff, and I don't know, like I find just like the four of us just sitting down and talking got us a lot further than opening up to some random person. Like I think we've had the support we needed through this, and we're getting along just fine.
It's kind of made it like tougher because not many people like have to deal with this.
I think this disease helped me morph into the person that I'm becoming and who I want to be, because I know that my dad's not with me anymore and it was because of this disease. And so if I could be that person that makes him proud, then that's who I want to be.
We've become pretty patient, and I've realized that you shouldn't take things for granted because your life could change very quickly. So
I feel like we're also a lot more accepting of how things like will go. We're not too worked up about things that we don't have any control over and that we can't change.
Being in that situation and going through this disease has helped us be more understanding and be able to deal with such hard times with such grace and strength.
yeah, she does. She wants to a lot. So a lot of the time she comes, but she ends up just causing trouble, and people have to watch her, and she always wants to leave. So
She asks other parents for money sometimes. And,
To get food.
yeah.
Sometimes we kind of don't want her to come with us to do something, or like we kind of make it really like low key so she doesn't find out about something that we did without her.
It was a weird situation, and I know my brothers didn't necessarily always want him at their games or cheering them on, because he would act out sometimes. And I think in that situation, we don't have to feel bad about that, because ultimately you have to do what's best for you and what makes you happy.
Sometimes you just have to say no, like, because last year at my baseball games, she'd start walking to the dugout, and my brother too, she'd like pretty much come into the dugout and ask like what the score was, like what innings it in, and all these questions. So we're like, okay, like I think it's just, it benefits both of us. Like it might hurt to maybe like lie to her, or tell her, like, but like we don't want her there sometimes, and it's better for us not to have her there.
yeah, sometimes you just have to realize that why should our dad go out of his way to pick her up? Well, what if she's just gonna cause trouble?
Not having a cure to this is one of the hardest parts, because there's a lack of hope there.
It's kind of like scary in a way, knowing that like there's like a good chance that like she'll die with this disease, and it's like shortening her lifespan. But we just try to take things day by day and get by and live in the moment, I guess.
It's kind of overwhelming for me to think that she's gonna be like that for the rest of her life, and that who my mom used to be will never I'll never see that again.
That was one of the hardest things about being a kid and going through this, is knowing that like there's cures for cancer and cures for all these different diseases, but for FTD there wasn't really a set cure because it was so rare and so new. He'd burn CDs for us with a bunch of music on it, and we'd get like a stack of 5 a day, and that really showed his love and his care. Even when the disease showed also, we would still see the love my dad had for us in the end.
Like even though she might not be able to express it, like she loves us so much, and she still cares for us just as much as she ever has, forever.
She always has a smile on her face. Like, if someone, like, even if someone would say something, like, bad to her, like, she would just, like, smile at you. She still loves us and stuff. It's just harder for her to show it. Like, we still know.
As a kid going through this disease, it was easy to get lost in all the bad, all the change, all the unknown, and most of all, the loss that happens slowly to the person you love and the sadness that follows. As a kid, a full understanding of why my dad isn't like other dads never came. I was left to wonder why my mom and dad were fighting, and why my dad acts like a little kid. Why is he changing slowly right in front of my eyes? As I grow up, I realize he is special, and that as much as this disease just sucks, I have two options. Let it consume me, or let it morph me into a person that would make my dad proud. As strong as this disease is, I am stronger. We are stronger. No one else would have that strength, heart, patience, and understanding that we have. This disease will never win, because together, we are FTD strong.